Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Screen Scene Guru coming at you with a new update. This is on the 2026 Oscars that we just recently had. This was last week, so I am catching up. So let's get into this. I've got a bit of information pulled up right here. So going into the 98th Academy Awards, we've got One Battle After Another was determined to win Best Picture. So really great news for everybody that loved that film. I thought it was great. Paul Thomas Anderson film. I haven't watched a lot of his stuff, but this is probably his best work. Um, Going on from there, we've got supporting actor Sean Penn was absent from the Oscars. Of course, he chose to go travel down to Ukraine to hang out with President Zelensky. So that was pretty cool of him. And some people have been going off saying, it's very disrespectful if you're not at the award show, even if you don't think your film will win. I think, given the amount of films that are available to win, I think there's at least 10 now. It used to be 7 that could be picked, but I believe now they've moved up the list to 10 picks a year. So that is quite a long list, and I don't think Sean Penn necessarily needed to come to support the cast if he had prior engagements. But we got to see Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor for his role in Sinners. So very good for Warner Brothers. That's 2 films that they won. One Battle After Another and Sinners. Both came from Warner Brothers Studios. Big shout out to them. We've also got Jessie Buckley won Best Actress for Hamnet. So that's really awesome. I haven't seen it yet. I'm definitely going to check it out very soon. I do want to check out The Bride, which is currently playing in theaters. Not a lot of people going out to see it, unfortunately. But I do want to check it out. We've got Amy Mulligan taking supporting actress for Weapons. So that was alright. I watched Weapons. Wasn't my favorite horror film of the year. Thought it was kind of weird. And the fact that so many people gave it so much praise. Let me know in the comments down below. Did you guys like Weapons? Are you excited about Amy Mulligan getting a Best Supporting Actress role? I do believe they're going to bring her back to do a prequel story about Aunt Gladys, her origins, and what you will with that. So going on from there, we got to see the key 2026 Oscar winners. We already talked about Best Picture. It's One Battle After Another. Unfortunately, Leonardo DiCaprio did not get any personal awards himself. It was all going towards the writing, directing, things of that nature. And Tiana Taylor and Chase Infinity, they walked up on stage, accepted the award with the team, but unfortunately, they went away without anything. But hey, this film was kind of like a launch-off point, not for Leonardo, obviously, he's been around for a long time, but for Chase Infinity and for Tiana Taylor, it got their names and faces out there, recognized, and now they're going to be in more work. So that's an opportunity that is almost better than an Oscar because it guarantees you're going to be back. So going on, we got Best Director was Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. Really good stuff. We've got Best Actor Michael B. Jordan, Best Actress Jessie Buckley. And this was the first thing I believe Jessie Buckley had been in, actually, which was very shocking to see that she got an Oscar right off the bat for her first role. Hopefully next year we'll see what she gets for The Bride. We got Best Supporting Actor Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. Fortunately, he wasn't there. Best Supporting Actress, we got Amy Mulligan, Weapons. Best Original Screenplay was Ryan Coogler's Sinners. So Sinners won very well. They also had one of the 2 musical performances, which I loved. It was the Juke Joint, basically a reenactment or a shooting of that scene. They brought back the actors from the movie, and it was just fantastic. If you hadn't seen Sinners, it might have been a little confusing, but I'm pretty sure most people had watched it. So going on, we got I talked about Best Original Screenplay. We got Best Adapted Screenplay is Paul Thomas Anderson again. So really awesome stuff there. We got Best Animated Feature, of course, K-Pop Demon Hunters, which they were the second musical performance. If you guys haven't watched it, they played Sinners, a song from Sinners, and they played Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters with the actual actresses that voiced the roles. They're actually a real K-pop band, so that's really fun. Good performances from all of them. Let's see, going down the list. So after Best Animated Feature, we've got Best Cinematography, which goes to Atium David Akapla, which is from Sinners, making her the first woman to win that category. Wow, shocking. But Sinners beats the Oscars, guys, getting all the categories. That and One Battle After Another. Like I said, both of these films from Warner Brothers. Very shocking to see. The studio is in the midst of being bought up by Paramount. If that deal goes through, let's see, dive deeper. Let me see. It was funny to see Josh O'Connell try to walk up on stage with the other two actor and actress from Sinners. They tried to go up on stage when the singing and dancing was happening. They wouldn't let them. They were like, "Oh no." But yeah, really cool. I heard that Kimmel did a very good, or not Kimmel, sorry. Who was it? Conan. Conan did a good host. They did mention some of the technical things weren't working, so they were like, "Are we on? Are we not?" Some of the jokes were kind of stale, I've heard. Conan is a very interesting comedic actor. If you're above 45 and recognize Conan from back in the day when he had his own show, I'd say he's funny. But the category of people under 45 and younger, they kind of come across this comedy as being kind of weird. I wonder if they'll keep him as a host next year. I mean, they made the joke that Conan will host the Oscars indefinitely, basically until he's dead. I'm not sure if they'll do that. I think they'll try to get different side hosts. I think he's a good opener for the Oscars. I think they should start off with him, say, "Hello, everybody. Great to see you here for the Oscars." Then they should cut to other people to give them opportunity to get recognized, maybe. But yeah, very interesting turnaround for the Oscars. They did say it was one of the lowest viewership in years. This is including the pandemic years. So not a lot of people streamed it on YouTube, unfortunately. This is one of the last years. It's still on ABC cable access. In, I believe, 2028 or 2029, it's going to officially go to YouTube, which gives them opportunity to make longer speeches. They're not going to be, played the music and rolled out. It's going to give them longer time to walk on the red carpet and actually talk and give interviews, because this year it seemed very short. They brought out a lot of actresses and actors that we hadn't seen in years, so it seemed like they brought out people from the woodwork and gave them shoddy dresses just to kind of throw on at the event. I don't know if that was planned or what was going on there. The theme was humanity at the Oscars, which was very telling, given the war we're in currently. We're in a month of this conflict with Iran. I won't go into all the details, but there are missiles shooting across to Israel, the old town of Israel, the catacombs, and their Iron Curtain is essentially not working. That's why we're down there. That's why we're trying to combat the threat. So yeah, very shocking stuff going on in the globe. But this is the Oscars, so let's go back to that topic real quick. Let me go to the ABC network, see what they have to say. So yeah, apparently when they gave Ryan Coogler the award, it was Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. on stage to give him the Oscar, which I thought that was very telling, getting Marvel actors to give a Marvel director a award. I mean, it's not that connected, but I just thought it was kind of funny. So yeah, it's the 98th Academy Awards. Of course, a lot of people were kind of shocked because the catalog for Best Picture was pretty big. They had frickin' Begonia, which I loved. I thought that was great. F1, which was fantastic, didn't win anything. Frankenstein, which it's a new streaming movie, and in my personal opinion, films that are on streaming maybe shouldn't get Oscar nominee. I mean, I haven't watched it yet either, but that's just a thing. Some people believe that. Let's see. So Marty Supreme was up, and then The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value with frickin' they had one of the what is his name? Skarsgård said it. The dad was in Sentimental Value, Sinners, and then Train Dreams. So yeah, there was like at least 10 movies up for catalog, but one battle after another one. So for actor in leading role, Leonardo DiCaprio was up. They had Ethan Hawke. They had Wagner Morin. So about 4 roles, but Michael B. Jordan got it, which makes sense. Supporting role, actor in a supporting role, they had Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another. They had Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. DeRoy Lindo for Sinners. And it ended up, and also they had Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, but it ended up going to Sean Penn from One Battle After Another, and he wasn't there. So very interesting stuff. I do believe if you win, you should be at the ceremony, but if you don't have to be there. Let's see. Acting in a leading role, of course, we had Jessie Buckley, who won. She was also going up against Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. So that's very interesting. Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue. Renata Rainzev from Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone from Begonia. So that was very shocking that Jessie Buckley beat out all of them because she's a relatively new actress. And they've all had kind of established things in their history. And then actress in supporting role, right? It was Amy Madigan that won for Weapons. But she was going up against Ella Fanning from Sentimental Value. Inga Ladra from Sentimental Value as well. Whoopi Muskia from Sinners. And then Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another. So that's crazy that they gave it to Amy Madigan. Because I'd never even heard of her since before Sinners. Then we got animated feature. So yeah, they had Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amulet or the Chamber of Rain, Zootopia 2. I'm surprised Zootopia 2 didn't win the Oscar because it made bank. It made so much money. I'm not exactly sure how much K-pop Demon Hunters made. I think it made a lot of money too. It was released on Netflix, then in theaters. So that whole debacle of streaming movies, I don't know if it should have been nominated, but it won. So let's go on to animated short film. We've got Butterfly, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls won, which I've never even heard of that project. But it was also going up against Retirement Plan and The Three Sisters. I've never heard of any of those animated shorts, but The Girl Who Cried Pearls won. Then we got casting. Best casting. It's going up against Hamnet, Marty Supreme, The Secret Agent, Sinners, and One Battle After Another one, which I'm not too surprised by that pick. But some of these categories are like, whoa. Cinematography, we had Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. And of course, Sinners won Best Cinematography. And the first time a woman has won in that category, too. Costume design, we've got Avatar, Fire and Ash. Frankenstein won. Really? I have to watch it then. Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners. I'm surprised Avatar, Fire and Ash didn't win costume design or cinematography because at the Saturn Awards, which happened before the Oscars, they won. Avatar 3 won the Saturn Award, but they didn't get nothing for Oscars. Shocking. Then we've got Best Directing, right? Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and One Battle After Another one. We've got documentary feature film, The Alabama Solution. I haven't even heard of these things. Come See Me in the Good Light, Cutting Through Rocks, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, The Perfect Neighbor, and Mr. Nobody Against Putin one for documentary feature film. Documentary short film, All the Empty Rooms one against Armed Only with a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Rindle, Children No More, Were and Are Gone, and The Devil is Busty. These documentary films suck. Film editing. So F1 was up for film editing. Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and One Battle After Another one for best editing. That's crazy. Then we've got, let's see, international feature film. Okay, Secret Agent was Brazil. It Was an Accident was France. Then we've got Sentimental Value from Norway, won for international film, and it was also going up against Stirat from Spain and The Voice of Hid Rajab in Turnsa. Live action short film, Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama. Sinners won for live action short films. Really? Or, oh, sorry, The Stingers, not Sinners. The Stingers. Fucking weird. Two people engaging Yeah, some of the titles for these things suck. Marketing and hairstyle, Frankenstein won. Okay. Up against, I'm not even going to name off these others. Best music, so best score. It was going Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another. Sinners won best music, which that makes sense. And then music original song, because that's a different category. It was Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters won. Production design, Frankenstein won. And then sound, F1 won. So what? I don't get best music, best original song, and then best sound. F1 won one category out of all the Oscars. So that makes no sense, especially compared to F1 was produced by Brad Pitt's company. They're doing a sequel to it. Visual effects, we got Avatar, Fire and Ash. Finally, on this list, one visual effects. So that makes sense. Writing, One Battle After Another. Best writing, of course. And that's all of the categories, guys. What did you think of this 2026 Oscars? Did you watch it? Did you hear about it? Were you shocked by some of the people that won, like Michael B. Jordan? I wasn't surprised at all that he beat Timothy Chalamet in Marty Supreme. I haven't even seen Marty Supreme, and I could tell you that it was going to be Michael B. As far as Dune 3 concerned, because they did drop a Dune 3 trailer, he's going to win his Oscar next year, right? He doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to sweat. It's just 2026 wasn't his time. So for all these people saying, oh, defending Timothy, saying he's the best actor of our generation, well, let us see what he has to offer in Dune Part 3, right? But besides that, stop complaining. We've got our winners. I'm just kind of personally shocked that K-Pop Demon Hunters won so much because of the streaming movie. One Battle After Another, I felt like kind of pushed other people out of the way. That may be because of how good of a film it was, right? These things happen. But yeah, very interesting news. We'll talk about a little bit of movie news real quick, just to kind of cover bases. They are working on A Quiet Place 3. Now, a lot of people thought, oh, wasn't Day 1 3? No, it was a prequel to the first two movies. So there's a Quiet Place Part 3 coming, and it's still attached with Emily Blunt. Her kids are part of it. I'm guessing they would be older, like that baby in the basket might be a few years older. Cillian Murphy is returning, as well as we're getting Jack O'Connell from Sinners and 28 years later, The Bone Temple. He is going to join the role as a human, some survivor in Quiet Place Part 3. He may be a villain. We're not sure. I mean, they are still fighting those creatures. Hope they're going to explain the creatures a bit more, because Quiet Place Day 1 didn't do anything to do that. Oh, yeah, Jason Clarke is joining the cast as well. So we don't know if he's going to be a hero or a villain. What's going on? Viggo Morrison has recently come up in the news, or Aragon, and apparently he is up for the role to play Harvey Dent's father in the Batman Part 2. We're not sure if this is confirmed yet. This is kind of speculatory after Robert De Niro and so many others have opted out of the role. I'm not sure why they're having such a hard time casting Harvey Dent's dad when it's not like an integral part of the story. But let me know what you guys think about that. Rumor is that Tom Cruise may play the next villain in the upcoming Miami Vice. Now, there was a rumor a few months ago. I talked about Austin Butler apparently called Michael B. Jordan and said, hey, I want to be in Miami Vice, but they won't let me just be in it. They need like a big time actor to be my star. And apparently Michael B. Jordan said, fantastic, he loves Miami Vice, big fan, and he wants to do it. Well, after this Oscar win, I think it might be happening. Now, there isn't any contracts, nothing's been signed, no script is ready for Miami Vice yet, but the fact that they've got two actors, one with an Oscar on his mantle, the other is a bit struggling right now. Austin Butler has been in a few films, but nothing awards winning. The fact that he called him and asked him, hey, I need a co-star with some weight behind him, tells me he's serious about it. And the fact this rumor just started this week about Tom Cruise playing the villain makes me think maybe there's more going on behind the scenes. Maybe we don't know that the contracts have been signed yet. And then again, this could totally be a rumor, guys. They could get someone else to be in the project, not just for Crockett and Tubbs, but also the villain. So just remember that. Kristen Dunst has joined the Minecraft 2 cast, which is really exciting. She said that she wants to be a part of a movie that makes a butt ton of money. So apparently the last few films she's been in hasn't been super financially successful, so she is moving into the video game adaptation realm. So that's really cool. I'm a big fan of Kristen Dunst. She has been in some weird films, but also very cool films as well. Let's see. A24 wants to do an Elden Ring movie, which we've heard about for a long time. They don't really have a script ready yet, and the director is apparently a big fan of the game, so that's something. Then going into General Neil McCaslin real quick, they have revealed more about his case. The FBI, local police have found a sweatshirt of his, a jacket that says the Air Force logo on it. And they are actually bringing up a report of another missing Air Force sergeant, I believe. This woman went missing back in June of 2025. So this is back 6 months ago. She was directly under General McCaslin. She was someone that worked with him. She apparently made a special type of metal alloy for rockets, and she went missing in a nature preserve. She was with a family member, actually. They were walking in front of her just a few meters, and they turned around and she was gone, never to be seen. They never found a body. So it's very interesting that they're now bringing up the fact these former government, these were people that were engineers, people that were very intelligent, are going missing. A lot of people believe they're still on the program. They're being conscripted again against their will, which is very shocking. And yeah, like I said, we're into our first month of this conflict with Iran. Gas prices are raging, up to at least $5 for a single gallon, I believe. Or actually, it's like they talk about it's like $100 and some odd dollars for a drum of oil and gas. but at our local gas station pumps, it's like $5, maybe up to 7 in California and other places. That's very expensive when filling up. That adds up very quickly, causing some people at the TSA to call out. President is now issuing a warning saying he might send ICE agents to airports to supposedly conduct more security than ever before. We're not exactly sure what he means by that. This coming as the government shutdown is not paying the TSA currently. Democrats on the House, Senate floor are trying to prevent the Department of Homeland Security from paying ICE. This is the whole problem that he seems to not understand. He wants to, shuffle people around different agencies, thinking that will solve something. Recently, we heard from Sarah Michelle Gellar about this Buffy project that she's been attached to with Michelle Yeoh. Or, sorry, not Michelle Yeoh. It was, let's see. Her pilot was supposed to be directed by, let me see if I can bring her up real quick. Eternals director. I think it's Chloe Zhao, but let me look up the Eternals. Yeah, Chloe Zhao. Okay, so Chloe Zhao was supposed to direct the pilot to this new Buffy the Vampire Slayer series. I guess a spin-off. So it might not be called Buffy directly in the name, but it was going to be a new Slayer series, right? Apparently, Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't appear until the very end of the script, and a lot of it was like tropes from the previous series, like Angel, that they had referenced, but it wasn't, like, I guess, good enough for the studio execs because they said it wasn't directed enough. It didn't tell enough of a story. It was just kind of shown. It was just out there. And one of the studio execs that was not a fan of the original series said, this is a risk. It's dangerous to put this out because it could hurt the brand. So similar to what's going on with the situation with Batgirl, they just canceled it basically. Sarah Michelle Gellar, of course, came out on social media saying it's a big disappointment. I'm really disappointed by the studio heads that didn't like the take of the show. There are also reports that the young actress that they got to be in it. Let me see if I can pull up Skeleton Crew. So yeah, Ryan Curie Armstrong, she's like 16 years old. So she's how old, Sarah Michelle Gellar was back in the original series. But apparently because she's not 18, they can't sexually, use her in that way. And they said it would come off weird if they're sexually, orientating a 16-year-old. So the show got canceled, right? Which is unfortunate because, this could have really helped Ryan Curie Armstrong's career. This could have helped Sarah Michelle Gellar come back. Now she may not get to come back. She is, of course, in this new Ready or Not movie coming out that I'm definitely going to see in the theater. But it's just unfortunate that studio heads that weren't fans to begin with made this critical decision just based off stupid shit. Real quick. Okay. So Robert Pattinson is talking about big swings going on, apparently, for Dune 3. He's saying that his character is going to be a face changer, which I'm guessing it's like a shapeshifter, so that's kind of cool. Chuck Norris, unfortunately, passed at 86 years old. R.I.P. a legend, Chuck Norris, not only in cinema and film, but also just as like a mentor, a person to look up to. We're losing a lot of these figures that we've always put up on these high, mountains like Olympus and thought they were so great. 86 years old, though, he lived a very long life, and he was surrounded by family and loved ones, so that was good. James Lukatsky apparently is coming out and talking about a new book. If you guys have heard of him, he has gone on with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp on the Weaponized podcast. There's a new Weaponized with him speaking this week. You guys can check it out. Project Hail Mary is criticized for apparently parts being left out from the book. This comes every time, guys, when you read a book and then it's adapted to film. There are iconic scenes that are not there, and it ticks off the book reader. For the people that didn't read the book, they don't care, they don't know about it. So, that's just something that's going on. SAG-AFTRA recently conducted their early negotiations with the studio heads, and unfortunately they've walked away with no deals being made. Now these aren't early negotiations, they still have time, their contracts have yet to be up, but this is the same situation we're looking at that we were in just a year or two ago, where the studios refused to pay higher wages, they refused to give benefits like healthcare, they refused to give protections in AI and other things. So not only people in LA, this is SAG-AFTRA, this is the whole company, this whole union, studio actors, people in all 50 states, even across the globe. It affects everyone in the working industry. So like I said, nothing was gained from the early talks, but that doesn't mean they're not open to negotiate again. There needs to be a deal made in AI, they claim, the studios and the public. A deal that is fair, a deal that mutually assures everyone walks away happy. So I'm wondering what that could possibly mean, because we recently heard about Val Kilmer, his estate, his family, giving approval to use him in an AI ad, and he's been dead just for a few years now. Other actors are going to be starting to be used in AI advertisements, if not straight up trailers to things, with or without their approval, because they're gone now. It's their families that are giving their approval for it. But it's just very shocking stuff that's going to be happening. We got to be ready for it. This AI marketing scheme that they're going to try to pull. What do you guys think of all this? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. If you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Screen Scene Guru. I'll do movie reviews, talk about industry stuff. What do you think of my new Luigi hat? I got a new shirt from the mall, which was Legends Never Die, Juice WRLD, which is pretty cool. This is me signing off. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in another one of my videos. Bye-bye.